Precast Designer for Revit allows to creation of rebars directly from the family. In the settings, it is possible to define the model line style for rebar and the model line style for rebar distributions. Green lines for rebar shapes and blue for rebar distributions are used. In the example, we will define the reinforcement for a simple column. Inside the columns, some generic families are loaded, one for longitudinal bars and another one for stirrups. Every family has associated a parameter, called rebar position, in order to filter model lines family and apply different rebar rules. For the definition of a rebar configuration, start the command rebar from family. On the top right database button, click on the database icon. A window with loaded configurations will be opened. To add a new configuration, click on the Add button. This will be the configuration of the reinforcement for typical columns that we will call P1. Set the configuration active and define the name. On the left, it is possible to define rebars or tendons. Click on the rebars and press the Add button in order to define a new rebar configuration. We can start from position P1, longitudinal bars. Press the Conditions button in order to define a filter for the generic model inside the column with the parameter rebar position equal to P1. The condition is a single variable condition. We can call this variable A and press the Add button. The value of A must be P1. The value of A will be read from the rebar position parameter of the generic model. Once defining the condition, press the bar setting. Here define the diameter of the bar, the hooks, and other options. In the distribution, we can define for longitudinal rebars a fixed number of bars and disable the last bar. In the Parameter tab, we can set the value of the schedule mark parameter for the rebar. This can be a constant parameter equal to P1. Once defined the longitudinal bar, we can duplicate this setting and define the stirrups. We can change the condition in order to filter the generic model inside the column with a rebar position equal to SD1. Update the schedule mark parameter with the new constant value for the rebar position. For the bar, we can change the diameter and set active the end and start hook. The distribution is more complex. Select the custom multiple rules. The rule can be defined using the spacing value followed by the length of the distribution. Different distributions can be separated by a comma, and for getting the total length of the element we can use the caret. In the formula, we have 1 meter at the start and end with a spacing of 20 centimeters and the remaining 10 centimeters. Save the configuration. Select the column and press the Create button. The rebars will be created and the parameter of the scheduled mark is written. As you can see, there are three groups of rebar distributions.